Hello, BookTube! My name is Shannon, and today is Valentine's Day, so my hopelessly single self is going to share with you my favorite romantic or romance-involving novels. I just think that Valentine's Day is a good time to just show your love to everyone around you and the people that make your life better, no matter if you actually have a significant other or not, because that will come. And I think it's just important to realize that love is not only romantic. That being said, romance novels are amazing, and contemporary novels that involve romance are amazing, so I'm going to share my favorite ones with you today. Without further ado, these are my favorite romantic novels. Also, most of these will be YA. I think I have a few adult ones in here too, but I will tell you before I explain about the book whether it is young adult or new adult or whatever genre it's in, so that you can be aware. The first two books that I want to talk about kind of go hand in hand, but at the same time I couldn't decide between them, and some of you will be like, you should have just decided one, but I couldn't, okay? So the first is Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. I adore this novel. It's one of my all-time favorite novels ever, and definitely my favorite romance novel. It's a really sweet novel. It does have more to it than just the romance. It follows Kath, who is going through her first year of college and dealing with anxiety and all sorts of things, but it also has a beautiful, beautiful romance, and it's just a really cute, enjoyable read. So I definitely recommend Fangirl. And along the lines of that, we have Carry On by Rainbow Rowell, which is kind of a spin-off of Fangirl. Fangirl follows Kath, who is a fangirl of this series about Simon Snow. Well, this is basically that story of Simon Snow, and it's really, really good. It follows a gay romance, which is awesome. So if you're wanting to read more diverse reads, that is perfect for that. And it's just a really enjoyable novel. This one is fantasy. Fangirl is contemporary, and both are YA, so they don't get that graphic or anything like that. A lot of these books were actually in my favorites for 2016, but you know, they're all really good, so... Anyway, I love the novel November 9 by Colleen Hoover. This is a new adult, beautiful novel. I read it as an ebook and read it on November 9th of last year, and it's just a really heartwarming story that is super sweet and also has some deeper morals, I guess you could say. It talks about how beauty is not just what's on the outside, and also just, I don't know, it is a beautiful story. And like I said, it's new adult, so if you're very young, probably don't read it, but when you get older, it is a great book, and it's just really, really sweet, and one that definitely makes me feel in the Valentine's mood. Next, I have a contemporary series by Jenny Han that is one of my favorites, and I am so excited. There is a third book coming out this March, I believe, and I can't wait to read it. But this series is the To All the Boys I've Loved Before trilogy, and these books, not to mention they have the most beautiful covers I've ever seen. That probably is an overstatement, but really, they are really cute. And the stories inside are well represented by those covers. They're very cute books, and they're just really fun to read. I would say they're not the most, deep books, but they do deal with some issues. Our protagonist is actually half Korean, I believe, and that is awesome because it's different races than just white people, because a lot of books are just white people these days, and it's really important. And I also love that these books they deal with that being an issue, and they deal with young girls having trouble deciding how much they want to do in high school and like what really matters. And so I really loved these books, and Laura Jean, the main character, is just really fun to follow, and she's quite relatable too, I believe. So if you want something that just makes you feel like you're, I don't know, it's just a beautiful romance with some dramatic twists and a lot of fun high school drama, I guess I would say, but in a good way. It's not that petty. Sometimes I got sick of it in the second book, but I am still very excited for the third, and I rated both of these books 4 stars, I believe. Next, I have Dune by Carrie Corp and Laurie Langdon, and this book, oh my goodness, it's set in Scotland, and wow, it's the first in a series, and it's just a really, really adventurous, fun novel, but it's also a romance, and the romance aspect of it is really fun to read. It's written like a contemporary, even though it's more of a fantasy, because it's like urban fantasy, I guess you could say. And someone let me know if I'm wrong with that label, but this is a really great book. I flew through it, and it's just really fun. And if you like Scotland and just all of the magic in that world, I guess, then you will really enjoy this book. This next book is more on the sad side. It is a Nicholas Sparks book. Don't judge me. It's The Last Song by Nicholas Sparks, and this is my favorite of his novels that I've read. A lot of them are unrealistic and set expectations that just will never happen for romantic relationships, so that bothers me with his work sometimes. But this novel is one that I read at the right time, and it really just resonated with me. It is quite sad. There are sad things that happen in this novel, so if you're going to read it, be ready for that, because it did make me cry quite a lot. But it's a really, really sweet romance, and it will just sweep you off your feet. It's also really fun because Ronnie is kind of rebellious teenager, and at the time I read this, it was just something that I needed. So I don't know what that was, but I needed it at the time, and I just really enjoyed this book, so definitely pick it up if you like that kind of story. Also on the sad side is the book The Fault in Our Stars, which everyone has read, but if you haven't, it is really good. And currently my sister is borrowing my copy of it, so I will just insert a picture, but it's a really sad book. It follows 2 main characters that are YA, I guess, age. They are in their teenage years. I think they're 16 and maybe 18 when the book starts, and it's just a really powerful story. It's by John Green. I didn't even say that, but it's beautiful. And yes, it is sad, but sometimes sad books can be really, really good. Finally, what is a video about romantic books if I don't mention a Sarah Dessen novel? My personal favorites are Just Listen, which I don't own, and The Truth About Forever. These books are really lighthearted, but they always teach something. That's what I've found with Sarah Dessen, and her novels are just really fun, light reads, and they pull me out of reading slumps. They help me to feel better about life, and they're just really feel-good novels. So if you're looking for that this Valentine's season, or just this February in general, definitely pick up Sarah Dessen. She's like my highest recommendation for getting you into a good mood and just enjoying a good romance novel. That's it for my romantic recommendations for the day. I hope you enjoyed this video and that some of these books might sound interesting to you and that you would like to read them. I really enjoyed all of these books, and I'm sure that they could be really fun for all of you to read as well. So let me know which romantic reads are your favorites in the comments below, and I will see you next week with another new video. Bye! finally, what is a book about a book about romantic videos? Really, Shannon?